minimum wage, pensioners lament non-implementation. The Nigerian Union of Pensioners in the Southwest Zone have expressed frustration over the failure of state governments to implement the 32,000 naira pension increase promised by President Bola Tinubu in September of last year. The directive issued during the rollout of the new 70,000 naira minimum wage was intended to ensure pensioners were not excluded from the financial relief. However, despite the presidential order, pensioners in the Southwest have yet to see the increase reflected in their payments. Dr. Olusegun Abatan, the union's public relations officer, raised the issue at a press conference during the zonal meeting of pensioners held in Abeokuta on Thursday. He highlighted that among the 6 Southwest states, only Oyo State, under the leadership of Governor Seyi Makinde, has partially implemented the pension increase with 17,500 naira paid to pensioners in the state. Abata commended Governor Makinde for also implementing the 33% pension increase from 2020 as well as the 20% increase from January 2024, which raised the minimum pension to 25,000. He noted that Oyo State has set aside 2 billion naira monthly for pensions and gratuities, providing significant relief for state pensioners. He called on other state governments in the region to follow Governor Seyi Makinde's example, urging them to prioritize the welfare of pensioners and ensure their old age is more comfortable and secure. Well, this report definitely brought me to a place because my dad, while he was still here, was a pensioner. What are your thoughts on this report?
Yeah, pension got me in a sad place because I feel when people worked all their lives, worked, served the country as civil workers and workers, they have to rest. You find out that it comes hard for the government's place to give them rest. And when I say this, I'm talking about their pension. Because it's hard enough to find out that the percentage of people are fighting or struggling to get that pension. Now, the people that are even getting are not even getting the agreed. Not the president has said, okay, additional 30,000. What additional 30,000? That is so hard to implement for pensioners. It's such a thing because it's good to show how the group of leaders that are not concerned about. Forget that people are what makes this society. That people are doing better. The society does better. The country does better. When the power of people are optimal, society becomes a to live. But when you in quotes you just do these things, it profit you bring people into poverty. And they begin to struggle. They begin to those that are supposed to live longer, live. Why just get trying to figure out how to pay out to get the additional 30,000? They live up from there as sad as it is. So I don't know why it's so hard to implement such things that should be a good thing for the civilians. When it comes to people, it just becomes so hard to implement them. But when it's something that has to do with government, that the rules and it's being signed and it happens. I just want if governor of I think the governors was the Osun State that you mentioned.
Oyo State. Seyi Makinde.
Oyo State, right? It's commendable, but I mean, you can even get that. I mean, it's commendable, not implemented at all. It's commendable. But I let every one of them to so that this is look at the cost of things now. I mean, people get older, they're going to get things that they need for their health and whatnot. Things are expensive. Now you don't pay them their pension. How do they take care of themselves? Let them think about this thing. It doesn't just have to be about on their pockets all the time. You give to people what they are due or owed, and everything will work. And that's the way I feel society works.
Right.
If people are so well, people are always finding it hard to live, finding it hard to, stay alive. The country is going to be when I mean people become hungry, there's rise in crime, there's rise in negativities all around. But when you, I mean, if the minimum wage is, I don't think it's enough. But if it's at least paid, some people are not paying the minimum wage. The minimum paid, the new pension is also included, and everybody is, I mean, a lot of things will change. If
Right.
not, we still have this circle of activity, in our country.
Very well, Mr. Kolawole. Now, I want to also gather your thoughts as regards. You mentioned, the cost of, medicine and drugs for the pensioners as part of the factors that should be considered, because, I mean, with old age comes then certain level of health burden, right? Do you think that this pension is enough to currently, at this time, even if they get paid this set 35,000, do you think, you get added to the pension rather, do you think this money would be enough to both feed, cater for their children, and buy this their medication? Do you think it will be enough?
It is not enough, but it's letting me repeat that. That's what we're saying right now. It's not enough. Yes, just a part of it, like 20,000. No, if the pensioner is someone that ethic has I mean, in some countries, I'm not sure which of the country I will mention, but in some countries, when you get to a certain age after working up your neck,
Mm.
being part of the system, for we workers, or as we are now, we might think what we are doing is not making any difference, but all playing a part, and as small as it is, it's adding up to the society. So
All
when these
right.
people have worked all their lives, played a part, there is a system put in place to ensure that the free health, free health checks and what.
Why then do you think we don't have those systems put in place for the pensioners?
You know, it, I don't want to sound like it's not um it's so bad. It's you know, it's sad that people are not putting it consideration most of the time. You know, when you put people in consideration, these are things that logically make sense. These are things that the other countries doing.
Hmm.
Why don't we emulate those parts of the things we're doing? When people, I mean, when work so hard, they're putting hold. Aside from protection, they should have access to free health, they should have access to, few things that would make life easy for them.
Hmm.
Having worked so hard. But we in the society, not just Nigeria, it's African society, they will if you are so each sponsorship and all that, fitness and all. You just find out that in Africa we just think that it's not really their business.
Now, you think
But
that
it's
happens
supposed
because, to some degree, it is felt that these people have served their time. Basically, does it strike you like something like, I haven't used something and you're now trying to just leave it? I haven't used it.
that's how it seems. If you look at it, that's how it seems. In When I was living in Abuja back in the day, there was a TV station I used to, a radio station I used to listen to. And on every show, you find old people coming on the show to ask for help regarding their pension. Some of them have been trying to do the pension for years. Some have documented, they'll tell them to feel it again, they change the styles. Why put people go through the stress?
Hmm.
Why not make it so easy? Yeah, this thing should come to them. They shouldn't even be the one, chasing after it. But you find out that it's as if the system doesn't want to do. So you have to find, not just the one pension that's coming in, but need to make sure that, don't miss out on other information, because at some point you can stop anything. You just need to work on our terms in this of everything like that. How our pensions being paid, why why a person is not getting the benefits at all, level of health care to at least to thank them for what they have done, because it's easy to work for all your life,
Mm-hmm.
abiding citizen, for the government to just leave you on your own. I mean, when you talk about, let's even leave it briefly. We talk about people who have done spectacular things for the country, like sportsmen, like people that you find out that at the end of the day, just live their lives at positive end. People that wrote our national anthems, that they flag, these are people that should have special. I mean, we have Nigerians are not, so that it's not, like, it's not as easy as we think. But these are things that should be done. I feel like it's things we can do. We could just put them at the top of the list.
All right.